It's just going to interrupt us.
We're live.
Oh, Vaikanas Maharaj, can you do the Jayadvani when we're ready after the kirtan? You heard me? I think you're muted. I got my. I'm not muted.
Okay, so I'm going to sing Rati Sukhasare, page 354, depending on which book you have, by Srila Jayadev Goswami. Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Basate mane manamale, Basate mane manamale, Pira payadhara parisharamardana, Chanchalakara yugashali, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Rati sukhasare, Gatamabhishare, Madana manohar vesham, Nakuru nitabine, Gamana vilambana, Anusaratam hridayesham, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Nama sametam, Krita sanketam, Vadayate mritu venam, Bahumanute ranu, Tetanu sangata, Pavana chalitamapirenum, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Patati patatre, Vichalati patre, Shankita bhavada puyanam, Patati patatre, Vichalati patre, Shankita bhavada puyanam, Rachayati shayanam, Sachakitanayanam, Pashati tava panthanam, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Mukhara madhiram, Tyaja manjiram, Ripumiva keli shulolam, Chala sakhi koja, Sativir puja, Shilayani lani cholam, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, उरसी मुरारे उपहित हारे गनाई तारा बला के तदी देव पीते राति विपरीते राजसी सुकृत विपाके धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे विगलित वासनम परिहित रासनम घटाय जगन्मापिधानम किशालाय शयाने पंकजनयने निधिमिव हर्षनिधानम् धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे हरिराभिमानी रजनी निदानिम् इयमापि जाति विरामम् कुरु माम वाचनम् सत्वररचनम् पुरया मधुरी पुकामम् धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे श्रीजाय देवे कृतहरि सेवे भानते परमा रमणीयम् श्रीजाय देवे कृतहरि सेवे भानते परमा रमणीयम् प्रमादोत्तरिदाय हरिमति सदाय नामत सुकृत कमनीयम् धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे बसते बने मनमाले बसते बने मनमाले पीना पयोधरा परिसर मादनो चांचलकर युगशाली धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे धीरा समीरे जमुना तीरे जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय राधे जय कृष्ण शिला जयदेव गोस्वामी शिला जयदेव गोस्वामी जयदेव गोस्वामी शिला जयदेव गोस्वामी वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर प्रेमानंदे थैंक यू
Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Ganhabika Giridhari Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhaman Maharaj Goswami Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Jagat Guru Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Mahabhagavat Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Saptam Goswami Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Baladev Vidibhushan Gaudi Varantaracharya Ki Jai. Jai Rasik Siramani Srila Vishnath Chakrabarti Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Traya Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rup, Sanatan, Shri Bhakta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal, Bhakta Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu's Ki Jai. Jai Swarup Damodar Rai Ramananda Gauda Parsad Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sika Hol Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Shri Gauda Bhakta Binda Ki Jai. Shri Antadvip Mayapur Simantadvip Gautramdvip Madhyadvip Kauladvip Ritudvip Janadvip Modramdvip Rudradvip Apaga Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Baduravan, Bandiravan, Bailvan, Lohavan, Mahavan, Madhuvan, Talvan, Kamudvan, Bahulavan, Vrindavan, Kadyavan, Kamyavan, Burjamandal Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopiko Govardhan Padasavarmatmika Shri Brajamandal Ki Jai. Radha Kun Shama Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Purnamasi Devi Yogamaya Maharani Ki Jai. Brinda Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Gopesvara Mahadev Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ki Jai. Ketra Mandal Ki Jai. Sadhava Vignapanasa Karishina Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhaktavarva Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Charidham Ki Jai. Chari Sampradaya Ki Jai. Chari Acharya Ki Jai. Akara Mataraj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Shri Keshav Shri Gaudiya Mat Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gauda Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Maharaj. And thank you, Nalini Didi. That's so beautiful. I wish I could sing like that. I think I would be really famous if I sang like that.
You're already
Yeah, famous for being a nonce. But anyways, I just let me start. Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Shri Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Tinamine. Namo Vishnupadaya Radha Govinda Priyatmane Shri Shrimad Bhakti Jivanacharya Tinamine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shri Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Itinamine. Vanchakalpatru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Bevja Patadam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Vanchakalpatru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Bevja Patadam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Welcome, devotees, to our third day of this beautiful parikram that is taking place. Today, we are really fortunate to be going to another part of Vrindavan. We will be going to, and just get this right, we will be going to Govindadeva temple, Gopesvara Mahadeva, Dhira-samira, Vamsi-vata, and Brahma Kunda. All the places where Srila Gurudev would also take so much joy of taking the devotees to these places. Some places he would, he would be in so much, in a grave mood being in these places and seeing those pastime places and taking us on those places and giving his dust particles to us. So we're really fortunate that those Vaishnavas that have gone on parikram with Srila Gurudev are also being very merciful and giving their dust of their understanding and realization to us so that we can also observe this Kartik month very auspiciously, even if we're not there physically. So without further ado, I will invite Sripad Bhaktivedanta Chaitanya Maharaj to come and speak on Govindadeva temple, and I believe
Gopesh-
one more, Gopesvara Mahadev, and then we'll move over to Sudvait. Hari Bol Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Chishodari, Dandavat Pranams. Hari Krishna, Hari Bol. Gurave Gauda Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Jina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. All glories to my beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimat Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and all glories to our most beloved Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimat Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and all the Vaishnav and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord. My Dandavat pranams to all of you. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhuvevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So just want to share with you a small thing. I was given this very beautiful garland yesterday from Sanatana Goswami's Samadhi. And we were talking about Sanatana Goswami yesterday. So in honor of Sanatana Goswami, I'm wearing this garland to share with you all today the mercy from Sanatana Goswami. He reciprocated with us for our description of Madan Mohan and the Samadhi and so many pastimes that we heard yesterday. It was very beautiful. I'm grateful for that katha. But today we were in Vrindavan, and we're going to, we could say, from behind Loy Bazaar, just geographically to get us in tune, to, it's called Gopinath Bhavan, or Bazaar, just behind Radharaman, behind Gopinath Mandir. And we go down the streets, and there's Gopesvara Mahadev. We're going to go first to Gopesvara Mahadev, and then we'll go to Govindadeva temple, and then we'll come back and visit Dhira-samira. Because on this virtual parikrama, we can sort of go anywhere we like. We don't have to follow the exact street signs and so on. You know, we don't have to go geographically. We can move around today. So we've come to Gopesvara Mahadev, this ancient temple, and most beautiful Shiva Lingam is there. And on Shivaratri, this is so beautifully decorated, and so many millions practically of pilgrims will go there. But to appreciate who is Gopesvara Mahadev is what I want to discuss a little bit this morning. So Gopesvara Mahadev, he appears from the right side of Brajendranandan Shamsundar Krishna, the original Swayam Bhagavan. He's appearing from his right-hand side. Shrimati Radhika appears from Krishna's left side, Guna Shakti. So Shivji, Gopesvara Mahadev, he appears from Krishna's right-hand side. Radharani is always on Krishna's left side. When we see any Thakurji, always Radharani traditionally is on his left side. So Mahadev is coming from the right side. And it's described by Gurudev that he's manifested immediately to protect the Rasastali at Vamsi-vata, very close to where we are right now in Gopesvara Mahadev, just a very little distance away, a few hundred meters, is Vamsi-vata. So he's manifested from Krishna's right-hand side to protect Ketrapal, to protect the Rasastali. Even at the very dawn of creation, so to speak, there was malicious living entities that would want to take advantage of the potency that was being manifested at Vamsi-vata. So Krishna manifests Gopesvara Mahadev. And we should appreciate that there are 4 manifestations of Shivji. Gopesvara Mahadev is the highest, is the first, the most potent, the most special personality. This is Swayam Sadashiva, we can say. So there's a beautiful pastime that when Gopesvara understood that the Ras Leela was going to take place, then he came to this place. Actually, this is Sadashiva is coming to this place. So let me just explain clearly these four principal aspects of Shivji. Yes, we have it on the screen now. Very beautiful. So there is Gopesvara Mahadev, and then there is Sadashiva in the spiritual realm in Kailash, and then below Sadashiva is Shambhu. Shambhu is in Maheshtam, and then Rudra, he's in Devi Dham. So this is four aspects of Shivji. There's Gopesvara Mahadev and Sadashiva across the Varaja River. And then there's Shambhu. And then he's in Maheshtam. And then there's Rudra in Devi Dham, in the material world. So initially, Sadashiva, as Gopesvara Mahadev, he's protecting the Ras Leela. And then as we appreciate the whole image of the cosmic creation, so to speak, we come down to Shambhu or Maheshtam, underneath Sadashiva. As I just said, Sadashiva is eternally residing in the spiritual realm. And Shivji is a fascinating tattva, and it's not difficult really to understand. There's a few key points that we need to appreciate. Shivji is called Swamsa. Swa means own, Angsa means part. He's coming from the part of Krishna. We have the Angsi, this is Krishna. And then we have the Swangsa, those manifestations from Krishna. And then we have the Vibhinamsa, which are manifestations from the Swamsa. If you had a compass and you put the point in the paper, the point is the Angsi, that is Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, and you draw the first circle of manifestations, of expansions, that's Swamsa. They are all coming directly from Krishna's body. And those personalities are like all the avatars, Baladev, Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, Nrsingadev, Kalki, Parashuram, etc., etc. They're all direct manifestations from Krishna. And Shivji is also in that category as Swamsa. But Shivji, he interacts with the material energy for creation. So he considers himself not of the same degree of potency as the other avatars. Actually, he is of that Swangsa potency, yet he acts as if he's not in his Godhead, so to speak. When we talk about Nrsingadev, when we talk about Matsya, Kurma, etc., Varahadev, they are seated in their Godhead, right? They have their own planets and they're seated as the Supreme Lord. But Shivji, he doesn't have that conception of being the Supreme Lord. He has the conception of being the servant of the Lord. He's always meditating on Ram. He's meditating on Brajendranandan Shamsundar in Vrindavan. This is his meditation. So we call Shivji Swangsa, but Swangsa, Bhav, Abbas. This is actually the key word to understanding the tattva of Shivji. He is Swangsa, but he considers himself to be the servant of the Lord. So there's a distinction here between Shivji and all the other avatars, etc. This is why sometimes the devotees get a little confused. They're not quite sure, because Bhagavan Shivji, he is Shivji. We have the example in Harihara Ketra, in Navadvip, in Godrumdvip, where Shivji, or Rudradeva at that time, he's chanting Gauranga, Gauranga. And Vishnu manifests and said, you and I are the same. And in that particular place, there's a very beautiful deity, half black and half white. Half black for Vishnu and half white for Shivji. So this is the tattva for Shivji. This is what we want to understand something of today. So Shivji, he's always serving the Vaishnavas. He's called Vaishnavam Yata Shambhu. He's the greatest servant of the Vaishnavas, and he doesn't consider his own mighty Godhead, even though he is endowed with the 5 opulences, which are more than Lord Brahma, for example. The Jivas have what are called 50 qualities. Shivji and Lord Brahma have another 5 qualities. But Shivji's qualities that he possesses are to a higher intensity and degree even than Lord Brahma's. So he has these qualities. He's always in his own swarup. There's no change. There's no vikar. He's omniscient. He's all-knowing. This is Shivji. His beauty increases at every moment. It becomes fresher and fresher, just like Krishna. His body is Sat-Chit Ananda. This is the body of Gopesvara. And he has all yoga siddhis. So this is the nature of Shivji. He has all these qualities. So now I want to explain a little bit about Shambhu, which is an intriguing topic. So Shambhu manifests on this side of the Viraja river. On the other side are Sadashiva and Gopesvara Mahadeva. And on this side is Shambhu. Shambhu actually is in the middle, just like Mahesh Dham is between Devi Dham, which is material world, and Hari Dham, which is Vaikuntha and Goloka Vrindavan. So Mahesh Dham, the Ishtadev of Mahesh Dham is Shambhu. So Shambhu, he is responsible in a sense for this entire creation, this entire material creation. When Mahavishnu glances towards the illusory energy of Maya Devi, the maidservant of Rama Devi, Mahadev's consort is Rama Devi, and he glances towards the maidservant of Rama Devi, who is Maya Devi. This is how, it's just so wonderful to consider how this material manifestation came about. It's so precisely described that even a simple person can actually understand it to some degree. So Mahavishnu, he glances towards the illusory energy, Maya Devi. And the potency of that glance, the Jyoti, is carried into the material world. Mahavishnu is not in the material world. Mahavishnu, from the pores of all his skin, is millions and unlimited billions of universes are manifested. So Mahavishnu himself directly is not entering this world, but his glance enters this world. His glance is coming. And Shivji, in the form of Shambhu, he is the halo. He carries this glance into the material world. He carries this glance into the pradhan and impregnates it, so it becomes the prakriti. So that glance, which contains 2 seeds, the jiva and time, this is carried by Shambhu. And this is Shivji, but in the form of Shambhu. So he's carrying this glance into the material energy, and that impregnates his wife, who is Durgama. Durgama is the representative of all Prakriti, the material energy. She's the Ishtadev of the material energy, Durga Devi. So Durga Devi, from that conception, then the whole material energy becomes ignited, so to speak, or agitated. As soon as the seed time comes in to the Prakriti, then it agitates the three modes of material nature, and from there, the Mahatattva comes. And from the Mahatattva manifests the entire material creations. So Shambhu is that one who is actually bringing that glance in. The glance originates from Mahavishnu and is carried by Shambhu, impregnating his wife Durga Ma to manifest all the material worlds. It's very, very simple, really. I mean, you know, it's not difficult to understand the principal conceptions, and it's a very divine meditation to appreciate how these material worlds actually manifest. So initially it was just the pradhan, which is like the unconglomerate elements. But then when it becomes injected with the glance, then it manifests as the prakriti in exactly the same way that a mother will have the ingredients to manifest a child. But that ingredients never comes together until the male seed is implanted within her. And then the full child can actually manifest from that combination. So this is exactly how this material will manifest. So we see what a huge savor Shambhu has in his performances in this world.
What about the servant of Rama Devi you mentioned?
Maya Devi is the servant of Rama Devi. Rama Devi is the consort of Mahavishnu. And her maidservant, or the maidservant of Mahavishnu, is Maya Devi. She's not his consort. But this glance is so powerful, we might consider today, because we're on Braj Parikrama, the immense potency in this glance. And when we sing daily, we're singing in our Astakam, this Radha Kripa Kataksha, this glance of Sri Radhika. And it is trillions and unlimited times more potent than the glance of Mahavishnu, which creates the entire material manifestation. So we can get a little picture of the unlimited potency that we're describing. It's completely achintya. It's beyond our, but there is a language to describe it. So I hope I've made it very, very clear. Gopesvara Mahadeva is the initial manifestation from the right side of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. And from here comes Sadashiv, who is that person residing within the spiritual realm of beyond Maheshdam, but in Vaikuntadam, beyond in that realm, that spiritual realm. And then there's the third, who is Shambhu, who I've just described, manifesting for this direct purpose to carry this glance. Mahavishnu is creating. So my Gurudev describes sometimes that Mahavishnu has some slight scent of connection with the Mayic energy because he glances towards it. This is saying exactly the same in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said exactly the same thing. So Mahavishnu is, there's some scent we can call contamination because there's some connection with the Mayic world from Mahavishnu. Yes. So it's like that. Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj is saying the same thing. So we just should understand these things. It's not difficult to appreciate. So then Shambhu manifests the world, and then from Lord Brahma, the fourth manifestation, who is Rudradev, comes from between the eyes of Lord Brahma when he becomes most angry with his four sons, the Kumaras. He instructs his sons, who are representative of yoga, tapasya, austerity, etc. And what else? For Don't know. Okay, the four embodiments of these four principles of Sankhya Yoga are the four sons, and they decide not to propagate the worlds, not to procreate within the worlds, which is what Brahma, he's trying to create the whole world. So he's creating progeny to do that. So, but the Kumaras, they take shelter of yoga. They take shelter of tapasya. They take shelter of this impersonal conception. And Lord Brahma, he becomes very angry with them. And he curses them at that time to remain in the bodies of 4-year-olds for the rest of their lives. That's how they curse. But at this time, it's described that Lord Brahma is trying to contain his anger at his sons. And that anger comes up from between his eyes. It comes out as a little blue boy. And this is Rudradev. Rudra means anger. So he comes out from Lord Brahma's anger, manifests. And Rudra, he's crying piteously, oh, what shall I do? Where shall I go? What is my destinations? So then Lord Brahma, he gives him 11 places to actually remain. He's like when we see the storm at night with lightning and high waves, etc., this very rough, aggressive action of nature. This is the Rudra feature. It's also the Rudra feature when someone gets heat stroke or sunstroke like that. This is also the Rudra's feature. And also the heart attacks, etc. This is also the Rudra feature coming from anger. So Rudradev, he manifests in all these different ways. And he's also given 11 wives to become his Shakti. So this is Rudradev. And Rudradev performs many, many pastimes in this material world. So all of the pastimes of Shivji that we describe here, like drinking the poison from the ocean of milk, when the demons and the devas, they churn the ocean of milk, then first of all, this Kalahala poison manifests. And at that time, Shivji, out of his compassion for the living entities, always Shivji is filled with compassion towards the living entities. Like I said before, the Shivji is not directly Swamsa. He's not acting as Swamsa. He's acting himself as Vibhinamsa, which means a separated part. He's acting like a jiva, but he's not. And there's a beautiful verse in the Brahma-samhita, which describes exactly what I'm saying. So this is in verse 43, and we should just be aware of it. So this Goloka namni nijadamni tale chatasya. Goloka namni nijadamni chale tatasya devi mahesha haridam sutateshu teshu te bravani chataya vihitascha yena govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So this is saying Devi Dam, this is this material world, consists of 14 planetary systems. Above this lies Maheshtam. And in Maheshtam, the Ishtadeva of Maheshtam is Shambhu. So we've got the picture of the worlds. Above that is Haridam. Then we have Vaikuntha, then we have Golokadam. So we have these 5 realms, 5 levels, you see? And above there lies Goloka, the abode of Swayam Bhagavan, Sri Govinda. I worship the original personality Govinda, who regulates the characteristic influence pertaining to each individual abode. So this is a description from Brahma-samhita. Now there's another very important verse here, that verse 44. This is all describing the aspects of Gopesvara Mahadeva. We've come to Gopesvara Mahadeva. To hear about all these topics about Gopesvara Mahadeva can be very enlightening and enlivening. Even if we're not fully comprehending them or understanding them, at least we can be knowing that they are there. We can be aware of the speciality about Gopesvara, these 4 principal manifestations that I've described. So then in text 44, Shristi Stiti Pralaya Sadhanu Shaktya Eka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Viparati Durga Icchanurupamapi yasya chatesta chesa Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The shadow of the transcendental potency is that great potency who creates, maintains, and annihilates the material universe. This is Shivji. He creates the universe through his form as Shambhu, and he annihilates that when he manifests the pralaya. There's a pralaya at the end of Lord Brahma's day, where all the living entities, their subtle forms, go into the Garbhodaka Vishnu form. And at the Mahapralaya, at the end of Lord Brahma's life, then they all go into the body of Mahavishnu. So in that sequence. But it's Shivji who, as Rudradev, this is Rudradev manifesting. He is the one who annihilates. So Shambhu is creating and Rudra is destroying. She is worshipped. This is Devi. This is the shadow of the transcendental potency who is Maya Devi. She is worshipped throughout the world as Durga. I worship the original personality, Sri Govinda, in accordance with whose desire Durga conducts her every endeavor. So then the last verse here, I'm going to say, this text 45, which is most pivotal to understanding something, a little window into who is Gopesvara Mahadeva. Shriyam yata tadivrakara vishesha yogat sanjayate nahitata pratigasta hetu ya sambhutam apitata samupatya parkarya govindam adi purusham tamaham vajami. Sri Govindadev attains the condition of being Shambhu for the sake of performing a specific function, which I've just described, carrying the glance into the material world. Just as milk is transformed into yogurt by contact with a particular transforming agent, although yogurt is not a different substance, independent of milk, which is its cause, I worship that original personality of Godhead. So this is the analogy we refer to. Milk is the origin. Milk is like Krishna, and it's being transformed into yogurt. So that yogurt is also containing milk. So Shivji himself contains the potency of the milk, so to speak, of Vishnu Tattva. But he's yogurt. He's being transformed, and he can't be transformed back again. You can't transform yogurt back into milk. So this is the state of Shivji, Shambhu. So these verses in Brahma Samhita, they are the praman for understanding this aspect about Shivji. So just remember these four principal manifestations: Gopesvara Mahadeva, Sadashiva, Shambhu, and Rudra. And remember this term that I've mentioned, this Swamsa Abbas. Shivji is Swamsa. He has manifested directly from Krishna, as I said in the beginning, from Krishna's right-hand side. But he doesn't have the conception of being Krishna, of being in his own Godhead. He has the conception of being the servant of the Lord. So in every way, Shivji is that servant. And he's assisting the Vaishnavas in so many ways. There's so many pastimes where Shivji, as I've described already, with churning of the ocean, when the poison manifests. Shambhu also enters the existence of all the jivas. He enters as the embodiment of the false ego. So the false ego originally is manifesting from Shambhu. You see, you can getting the whole picture all together. So then Shivji, in his Leela pastimes, we see so many pastimes of Shivji in this world, as with Brikasura, for example. Many of the demons, they take shelter of Shivji. So Shivji, he gives benedictions very easily. He's called Asutosh. He will very easily give benedictions, but then the demons sometimes take advantage of that. Like Brikasura, when Brikasura, he was performing oblations to become very powerful. He was actually tearing off parts of his flesh and putting it in the fire because he wanted to have a benediction from Shivji. And finally, Shivji manifests that you don't have to go through so much tapasya to actually please me. And then he said, Shivji said, what benediction do you want? Do you require? He said, I want to have the benediction that anyone I touch with my hand, their head will explode. So Shivji, he agreed to that. And then immediately, Rikasura wanted to touch the head of Shivji because he became envious and wanting to consort with Shivji's wife, Parvati. And he chased Shivji all around the universe. And finally, Shivji is taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And the Lord manifests as a small Brahmin boy. And he meets Rikasura chasing Shivji. He says, oh, why are you chasing Shivji? He says, because I've been given a benediction that anyone I touch with my hand, their head will explode. And I'm trying to touch his head. And the small Brahmin boy, who's Vishnu, he says, oh, you don't believe that person, do you? He just sits in crematoriums and he wears skulls on around his neck. How can you believe what he says? Touch your own head and see. It won't, nothing will happen. So that demon, bewildered by Krishna, touches his own head, and of course it explodes. But in many instances like this, Shivji gets himself compromised. Also, he gives benedictions to Ravana. He gives benedictions to Kamsa. He gives benedictions to all these because he's so potent. And these are all for the pastimes of Krishna in this world. So everywhere we go, practically in Bharatvash in India, we see Shiva lingams. Shiva is so much glorified in this world. We have Rangeshwar, Bhuteshwar, Pipaleshwara, Kameshwar, Aishishwar, so many personalities, Gopesvara, etc. So all these personalities are aspects of Shivji, but the Rudra Shivji. So there's many people in this world who worship Bhagavan. Vaikanas Maharaj has a question. I want to answer the question because there are so many different topics on this, and I'm just rambling a little bit, moving here and there. So I'm happy to focus on a particular question. So Vaikanas Maharaj.
I want to go back to Gopesvara.
Okay.
When we go to the temple, we see this Gopesvara Shiva sometimes in his male form in the lingam, and sometimes with the sari and face of the gopi.
Tell the pastime, Maharaj. Tell the
Wait,
pastime.
first I have a question, because generally as the Ketrapala, the Lokapala, he's protecting these different specific spots. And you mentioned earlier that he very near Vamsi-vata, and he manifested in that form in order to protect that Rasa Leela. And because he wanted to, he was given that benediction. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Yes,
Beautiful.
right.
So as the Lokapala at Vamsi-vata, is he in the female form as the Gopi, or is he in his male form? Because
He's in his female form only because there's only one Purush, there's only one male in that arena, which is why when he first wanted to come, there's a pastime when he actually comes. This is like Sadashiva. And he comes and he wants to just observe the Ras Leela. And he comes to the gate and there's very powerful gopis and they refuse him entrance. But then Shivji, he requests, well, how can I come in just to observe the Ras Leela? And they tell him to go to Purnamasi Devi. So he goes to Purnamasi Devi, and Purnamasi, she bathes him in Brahma Kund, and he comes out with the most beautiful female form. And then he hides in a kunj close to Vamsi-vata to observe the Ras Leela. But then none of the gopis are feeling really inspired that day. They feel something is amiss. Krishna himself feels something is wrong. There must be an intruder watching close by. So then all the gopis, millions of them, they spread out amongst all the kunjas, and they find this one young maiden that they've never met before. So they ask her, who is her father, who is her mother, who is her husband, which village is he from, etc. And she hasn't got answers for anything. So then they start smacking her cheeks very hard. Gurudev says they actually get swollen up, and she's in pain, suffering. And then Purnamasi, she comes. Shivji is crying out to Purnamasi. Purnamasi comes and said, no, this is Shivji. And he's come on my request. So at that time, Krishna, he delegates him the Ketrapal Seva and says, you will be the gatekeeper of this Rasastali. So he's in a female form, like we see the female form in Rup Sanatan. In Rup Sanatan, we have a beautiful murti there in the front. That's Gopesvara Mahadeva. And in Vamsi-vata, we're going to go shortly today. There's the beautiful form of Gopesvara there in his female form. So he's in a female form. So that's the pastime. But I thought you were going to tell that pastime. Okay.
Couldn't get a word in. No, but it was good. It was nice that you explained it like that. It's really nice.
Okay.
I'm very happy to just sit here and hear. I never get to hear.
But there are so many aspects to Shivji and his tattva in particular, because it's described as not being so difficult to understand. But the key that I've always appreciated is this aspect of Swamsa Bhav Abbas. He is
So what do we get by going to Gopesvara then? I mean, it's often said that.
Gopesvara, we get the whole package. That's
No, but I mean,
always,
at this place, the guardian, before we go to Vamsi-vata, even in Vrindavan, we're supposed to go to Gopesvara first and ask benedictions
yes,
from her.
yes.
What's special?
But to actually get her heart connection, to speak to her, it's we should understand who she is. So this is what I've been explaining, some background to the enormity of her personality, how she is part of the creation, part of the destruction. She is the destruction, etc. All these massive services that she does for the Lord. So to get her connection, if you go there blind and you don't understand who Gopesvara is, just a figurehead, so to speak, but you don't understand the whole tattva, something at least, then you can make a relationship with her. And then you can beg her submissively to please let us come now on our next part of our journey into Vamsi-vata itself. And hopefully we can be allowed entrance into Vamsi-vata. So that's who, what do you think, Maharaj?
Yes, I mean, we were always told that she is, I mean, Vrindavan, we need the blessings of so many to come to this stage. You know, obviously you want the blessings of Srimati Radhika, but Radhika has so many servants, so many associations that, like, if you want to go to a big businessman or even the president, you can't approach him directly.
Right.
You have to go to the chief of staff, but you can't approach him directly, right? Or her. You have to go to these subsidiary people that are connected. And Gopesvara Mahadeva, being the guardian of the Rasa Leela, we must get her mercy and beg her blessings to be allowed, at least in our stage now, to be allowed even a fragment of understanding and taste for what we're viewing and what we're seeing, right? And so her, Purnamasi, who actually, Gopesvara, like you said, is an eternal identity, but
Yeah.
for the purpose of Leela,
Yeah.
we got to understand this pastime where she does austerity, she's bathed in Brahma Kunda, and then she comes out in that form.
Oh, very beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
By the mercy of Purnamasi Yogamaya.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we are seeking that mercy through her.
Yes. Yeah. So this is what we're begging for today at Gopesvara Mahadeva, but we have to move along now because we have a few more places to go. Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj is on the call. He's going to be speaking soon, and we have Bhaktivedanta Sudwaiti Maharaj. He's also speaking in a minute. So I just want to briefly, so Gopesvara Mahadeva ki jai, Sadashiva ki jai, Shambhu ki jai, Rudra ki jai. So now we're going to go briefly to Govinda Mandir, which is the heart of Rupa Goswami. So yes, we have a picture on the deck here. So this Govinda Mandir was actually built organized by Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. He's the personality who arranged the building of it. And it was 4 stories higher than what we see on the picture right now. But we heard yesterday that Aurangzeb, he came and he started to demolish it. And then he was called away to Delhi. It was being invaded and all his army had to go there. So they left these remaining 4 floors. 3 floors are there. But Rupa Goswami is being ordered by the Lord to manifest the deities of Vrindavan, the ancient deities that Brajanab, the great-grandson of Krishna, installed in Vrindavan. So this was the service of Rupa Goswami. And he was lamenting one day that he hadn't manifested any deities yet. And he'd been searching, etc. The deities were already there, but none of them had been discovered by him. So he was lamenting one day, and a young cowherd boy came to him and said, "Oh, Baba, why are you lamenting here?" And he explained, "Because I'm wanting to uncover the deities that are residing here." And the Baba said, "Well, just a little bit further down the road here, there's a place called Gotila. And there's a cow that goes there every day, and by itself, it just squirts milk into that hole. And then there must be something down there." So then Rupa Goswami, he goes there. But first of all, he calls all the villagers to actually, he realizes, yes, this must be Thakurji is here, Govindadeva is here. So he calls all the villagers, just like Madhavendra Puri called all the villagers to excavate the Gopal deity, so that the villagers all themselves see the exact way that the deity was being buried, and it wasn't just imported from some other place, but they see the authenticity that it was buried under the ground. So all the villagers come and they take out Govindadeva, most beautiful, radiant, golden Thakurji, and they install him and bathe him, etc. And he resides in the Govinda temple. But Radharani, she's not beside him at this point. Radharani actually was in Puri at that time. And the king of Puri, who is the father of Prataparudra, had a dream. And in the dream, it's described that the Lakshmi Dev that they were worshipping as Lakshmi Dev in Puri was actually Radharani. And she's requesting to be taken across. And she's taken across later on by Janavamata. Janavamata, Nityananda's consort, she carries so many deities into Braj with Parameshwari and different great devotees. They're carried into Braj. So Govindadeva is residing there, but when the Mughals, the Muslims attack, then those deities are taken to Jaipur. And the original deity is in Jaipur today, this Radha Govinda deity, the original deity that we see, most beautiful, the most famous deity in all of Jaipur. And we have our Pratibhu deity in the Radha Govinda temple today. So this is a very, very brief explanation of this pastime in this temple, which is staggering. This is one of the principal 7 mandirs in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami manifested that Govinda temple. And eventually in Jaipur, under the order of the king of Jaipur at that time, he wanted to put place Radharani beside Govindadeva. But we know the pastime that the Smartas, they rejected this idea. And then Baladev Vidyabhushan, ordered by Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, came and manifested the Govinda Basya, the Praman, to establish Sri Radhika as the consort of Govindadeva in Jaipur, which is remarkable to consider because Mahaprabhu has manifested to give us Sri Radhika. He's come to give the Parakya conception of Brajadam. And yet we see 200 years after he's left this world that Radharani is not allowed to come to stand next to Govindadeva in Jaipur. So this is quite remarkable how just in a short space of time, the conception of Parakya became covered over. People couldn't accept it. The Smartas in particular couldn't accept. So this Parakya nature is not a simple tattva to understand. It's not a simple conception. We have to be benedicted with the mercy of the Rasik Vaishnavas to understand what is Parakiya Bhav. And we are so fortunate coming from, in our line, from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, through Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, through Srila Param Gurudev, through Srila Gurudev himself, giving us clearly this Parakiya mood so that we can appreciate it and understand it today. So this is something of the Govinda temple. And there's a very beautiful bhajan that we generally sing at this temple. This is Bande Sangha Jadi Tava, this beautiful bhajan. But the translation is, don't go down to the, I'll just read the translation because it's very pointed. If you have the desire to have fun and laugh with friends, then heed my words. Don't go near Keshigat in Mathura. There Sri Hari has taken the form of Govinda, whose eyes are graced with a crooked glance and whose mouth is graced with a gentle smile. How captivating is his threefold bending pose, replete with a radiant blackish complexion and limbs as lovely as tender new leaves. The flute on his lips is the cause of great peril. O brother, have no faith in the crest of peacock feathers. Upon beholding that form with the eyes, no one ever returns home. The family life of a householder who does so becomes completely destroyed. This is the great fear in my mind. A grave calamity will occur, O householder, so do not go near Keshigat in Mathura. This is describing Govindadeva. Don't go near him if we still have a desire to enjoy those mayic pleasures of this world, sensual pleasures, because he will capture you and he will take those desires away. So Govindadeva is most potent personality. So, but we can have darshan of the Pratibhu deity today in our Brajmandal Prikrama. And now we're going to proceed from Govindadeva. We're going to come to the most beautiful spot, Dhira-samira, which is very close to Vamsi-vata. So Dhira-samira is that place where the auspicious winds become stunned in their ecstasy of experiencing the Rasa Leela at Vamsi-vata. So our dear friend Sripad Bhaktivedanta Shuddhavati Maharaj is going to speak something about Dhira-samira for our purification. Govindadev ki jai, Gopesvara Mahadev ki jai, Dhira-samira ki jai. Go Premanandi.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was for
Kripa Sindhaveva, Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Namo Namaha.
Maharaj, just before
Yeah.
you move over to Sadvaiti Maharaj, I just want to say that that was phenomenal, because Gurudev would put so much emphasis on Shivji and us honoring Shivji, which
Wanted to talk for 2 hours. I had such a lot to say and I couldn't get it all out.
Well, sillily, what I did was told Siddhanta Maharaj 8:30 Houston time. It's on in 7:20 there, but he's been really kind to
Okay.
hold up. So, but Maharaj, it was phenomenal. I wish you could speak more on Radha Govindev, but
Okay.
maybe Vekana Smart will. But Sadvaiti Maharaj, you have a is about
He's just going to
15
speak
minutes.
short. He's just going to speak short.
Okay, Haribo.
Huh?
How much time?
10 minutes.
No, you got time, Maharaj. Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Vanshakapaturvesha Kripasin.
Louder.
Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
You got it on here too. There you go. Okay.
So where do I
Both.
look? I look at both.
Yes.
All right.
You got 2 eyes? Look on both.
There's 2 phones here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm really
Facebook.
grateful not to get a chance to speak something that we heard from our Gurudev. So after leaving Gopesvara Mahadev, if we retrace our steps towards Gopinath Bazaar, then on the right side in a small lane, at the bottom of the small lane, we come to this beautiful place, Dhira-samira. So it is said, in Braj, if someone is asking, where is Krishna? Everyone say, oh, she cannot find him anywhere. He must be in Dhira-samira. And what is he doing? Oh, we heard Didi singing this beautiful song from Gita Govind from Act 5. Now, Dhira-samira, Jamuna tire, Vasativane, Vanamali. Saki is prompting Radhika to go and meet Krishna in Abhisar. And Radhika, she is so much hesitant. So many obstacles come in her mind, or maybe Krishna is already with somebody else. And the Saki is trying to prompt her, no, go. He's waiting for you. He's so much eager. And Dhira-samira, actually, Srila Gurudev explained that Samir is another name for Vayu, the wind god. So he's carrying the fragrance of Srimati Radhika, who is in Radhakund. And Krishna is in Dhira-samira very anxious to meet with Radhika. So the wind god carrying that fragrance, he doesn't want his service to be just quick, because the wind can go very fast. So he's going very slowly, carrying that fragrance like a sacred substance. He's so grateful for that seva he has to bring that fragrance of Radhika to Krishna's nostrils, knowing that it will intoxicate his Lord. So he goes very, very slowly. So Dhira means slow. Slowly carrying this. And the Saki is telling Radhika, you may be thinking, well, does Krishna really wait for me? He said, I'll tell you, even the dust of your feet, which is carried by that wind, when he sees it coming through the wind, he welcomes it with utmost honor. Because anything connected with you, as you know, makes him mad. So don't delay, go there. Every little noise is sitting there. Vasati Vane Vanamali. He has this big, beautiful garland of forest flowers, and he's just so anxious to see you coming. And whenever he hears the smallest crack, maybe it's just the movement of birds moving into the trees, or a leaf cracking down, he says, oh, maybe she's coming. So he's restless. Every moment he's looking, and again he's going inside the kunj and outside, back and forth. Is she coming? Oh, maybe some obstacle, maybe she's afraid. And he's becoming so distressed. And the Saki is describing to her Krishna's condition, just like in the previous act, she described to him her condition. So it's like a continuous play, with different acts. So this is Act 5. What is he doing? He's just sitting there, waiting anxiously. So don't delay, just go. He's waiting for you. Don't have any fear in your mind, any hesitation. Just go ahead. You are such a beautiful lady. He described you have voluptuous hips and breasts, which are heavy, and delay you're going there because it's a heavy weight to carry. Sometimes Gurudev will say one Saki is holding Radhika's waist, walking next to her to help her to carry that burden of love that she's bringing to Krishna. So this is all described by Gurudev like that. But I have no adhikar whatsoever for this. I'm just repeating like a parrot, what Gurudev has in his mercy has revealed to us. Remember that when he published the Gita Govinda, he said, in Hindi, maybe one person is qualified. In English, I don't think any one of you is qualified to read that book. But I want to leave a bona fide version for the future when you will be qualified. Because every version on the marketplace has been written by Sahajas. So it is riddled with these lusty conceptions and sometimes even graphic description like that. It's been taken as a erotic, mundane erotic book. It is the highest eroticism, but on the highest level of love and transcendence, which cannot be dismissed. But we have no adhikar for that. So I'd rather speak on other aspects of Dhira-samira, just like we know from Gurudev, and when we go there, we can see there is a bhajan place of Gauridas Pandit, one of the 12 main Gopals coming down with Nityananda around. So Gauridas Pandit, very affectionate follower of Mahaprabhu, in his old age, he came to Vrindavan and he established a kunj and a temple. I think his deity is called Shyam Rai, which is still worshipped there. And his bhajan stali is there and his samadhi is there. And next to that is also another samadhi, which is that of Gopal Guru Goswami. He was a disciple of Akweshwar Pandit, also an intimate of Mahaprabhu. So Gopal Guru Goswami was so much in separation from Mahaprabhu that to the external vision of the people of this world, he left his body. Everyone thought he was dead. Now, his disciple, Dhyanachandra Goswami, also very great Rasik Vaishnava, he has written, this Padati, Sri Gauranga Radha Krishna Bhajan Padati, which is like a manual how to enter into the combined worship of Gauranga and Radha Krishna. Or Srila Gurudev, because he's so partial to Srimati Radhika. Whenever he would explain what happens at the time of perfection, when you get Swarup Siddhi, say Yoga Maya allows you to go out of one universe, because we're always within the one universe. Brahmanda Brahmite means we're going from one universe to the other. We remain within the one universe. When we become ready, having reached Swarup Siddhi, having realized our spiritual form, then Yoga Maya opens up, allows us to go out from one universe and to go to wherever Krishna is going with his Leela. Gurudev explains like a transcendental roadshow going from universe to universe. It's like you have a circus, they go in one city, next week you arrive, oh, where's the circus? Oh, it's gone to next city. So Krishna's Leelas, they're going from universe to universe, like Maharaj was explaining the other day, it's called Nitya Leela, constantly going on. Somewhere Krishna is taking birth now, and then he's going to stay for 125 years, and then at the end of that, pack up everything, wind up his Leela, go to the next universe. So when Krishna is doing this, in their anxiety, the devotees, they become so much distressed. So that Gopal Guru Goswami, he was feeling such distress that he left his body. No, I'll go back, sorry, to Dhyanachandra Goswami. He wrote this Padati. Usually Gurudev says, Yoga Maya takes you to where Krishna is having his Leelas, and you take birth from the womb of a gopi. But somewhere also, Gurudev also says that actually, first, before to go to Krishna Leela, you go to Chaitanya Leela. You take birth as a Brahmin boy in Navadvip, as a servant of Swami Damodar Goswami. And then after that birth, you go to Vrindavan, wherever Krishna is, in the Vrindavan, whatever universe Krishna is. So it's two. And Dhyanachandra Goswami is the one Rasik expert who has combined the two meditations. Because usually we're told, okay, meditate on those Astakaliya Leela of Krishna. But there's also Astakaliya of Gauranga, where he's not a sannyasi, he's a householder, he's not the hero of Navadvip, like this. So he has combined that. So his disciple, Dhyanachandra Goswami, was very much aggrieved because after the disappearance of Gopal Guru Goswami, who was in charge of the Radha Kantamat, where the Gambhira is in Puri, they started to claim, the officials of the government started to claim ownership. They debated, where is the proof? So he was in great, great anxiety. And then one Vaishnava came back from pilgrimage from Vrindavan and told, oh, I have seen your guru, Gopal Guru Goswami, is there in Vrindavan. So, how can it be? He has left. No, I have seen him. He was doing bhajan in Dhira-samira. So immediately Dhyanachandra, overjoyed, thought, oh, this is maybe the only hope to solve this problem. Gurudev also says they committed some atrocities in that mat, and also the Samadhi of Haridas Thakur, means they wanted to claim ownership or destroy or something. So he journeyed on foot. At that time, no rickshaw, nothing, no train, just everyone was doing everything on foot. So he traveled very fast, it's like a lightning, usually, and he arrived in Dhira-samira, and there he saw his Gurudev, who was sitting in meditation, absorbed in the Dhira-samira, remembering Leelas, and chanting on his mala. So he just paid dandavas to the feet of his Gurudev and pleaded with him. The Guru came out from his meditation And he said, what is the problem? He said, oh, Gurudev, this is what happened. They're claiming ownership, what to do. Please come back. He said, no, I will not come back. But Gurudev, how it will be solved? You go back there and you make a murti of myself. And when the government officials come, you say, well, my Gurudev said that he would witness, he would give witness. So he went back, carved the deity, which is there, if you go to put in another kantamat, before going into the Gambhira, first on the left, there is this beautiful deities, Radhakanta, and then there is this deity of Gopal Guru Goswami. So he carved that deity, and then he went to the government officials and said, my Gurudev is ready to give witness. Oh, your Gurudev? Yes. So they came, and the deity spoke and gave all the praman, all the proofs that this mat actually belonged to the Gaudias and everything. So thanks to him, this was kept within our lineage. Later on, unfortunately, that's passed in the hands of other groups. But this is something about Dhira-samira. And also there is, in Dhira-samira, there is this Man-Banjan stali, where Krishna succeeded in breaking Radhika's man. This happened also there. And this famous, from Gita Govinda's famous verse of Jayadev Goswami, what is that? Smaragara Kandanam Mama Shirasinandana. It happened there. Gurudev says this is where it happened. Jayadev Goswami was back in Bengal, but the lila that he describes happened there in Dhira-samira, same place, where Krishna was able to break the man of Radhika. I don't know how much time I have left.
Maharaj, it's coming up to the end, but tomorrow you're speaking, right?
Jadumandal and then
Those places. I will. I don't think I have your new number, but Jodani Maharaj, I'm communicating with him. But I just wanted to check. Sorry, Maharaj, I didn't. We didn't get you to speak so long right now, and
No
I just
problem,
want to
no problem.
apologize.
I'm very happy to.
No, we're really grateful to have you, Maharaj, on this program as well. So hopefully, anyways, tomorrow's you have a longer time, much longer time to speak. So we'll be really
I
excited.
just add one more thing. You show the
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
just about Dhira-samira, about this
Yes.
personality that we're talking about. Gora,
Goridas Pandit.
Goridas Pandit.
Goridas
Goridas Pandit in Krishna Lila is Subal Saka. So Subal Saka is a Priyanam Saka, and he is very familiar with the Ras Lila, etc., and all those pastimes. So he wanted to be close to Vamsi-vata. So it's like Subal Saka manifested again in the body of Goridas Pandit and wanted to sit close to Vamsi-vata, not in Vamsi-vata, but close to Vamsi-vata, so he could get the flavor of Krishna's Rasa Lila in Vamsi-vata. So this is why Goridas Pandit stays in Dhira-samira, which is very close to Vamsi-vata, where the Rasa Lila, the first Rasa Lila, is going to take place, which our dear most beloved Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj is about to describe. So,
Wonderful, Maharaj. Wonderful. That is incredible to hear these wonderful pastime places, especially that Gurudev describes them so beautifully as well. I just wanted to check with Vaikanas Maharaj if you wanted to add anything before. And
No.
Maharaj, if they wanted to add
No.
anything
We want to hear from
before.
Siddhanti Maharaj.
Okay, wonderful.
We want to hear
Siddhanti
from-
Maharaj?
Dandavad, Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripasinavyavyacha Patitam Pamim Vaishnavim Namuna. Thank you, Yashodhari Didi, for giving me a chance to speak some Katha from Gurudev.
No, thank you, Maharaj, for speaking. It's really inspiring. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Haribol, Siddhanti Maharaj, can you hear me?
Yes.
wonderful.
Can you see me somewhere in the block? One corner.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yes.
Right. Facebook has got 20%.
So sorry, devotees. So now we'll move over to Shripada Siddhanta Maharaj, who's in Houston. At the moment, I got my timings wrong, but luckily, Maharaj is being very merciful. And Maharaj will speak on two locations. One is Vamsi-vata, and the other is Brahma Kunda. So Maharaj, the floor is yours. And Haribol, Dandavat pranams.
Hari Bol. Okay. I didn't knew that Bekanas Maharaj and Tridandi Maharaj and many seniors like Mahabudhi Prabhu and many others are there. And now I'm feeling nervous. I can't speak. Now I'm feeling nervous. Anyway. So we are on the Braj Mandal Parikrama and Pujapad Shuddhaveti Maharaj took us to Dhira-samira. And from there, now we are walking towards Vamsi-vata, the very dearest place of Srila Gurudev. So while we're walking, we're singing, and be careful of your glasses because there's so many monkeys there. Because we have to, visualize practically every scenario of Vrindavan. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. 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 Okay, we arrived. Vamsi-vata ki Jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gauri Chandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhakta Namo Namah. Shrimad Rasarasarambi Vamsi-vata Tata Sthita Karshan Venu Sanir Gopi Gopinatha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. My humble obeisances to my Diksha Gurudev Nitla Vishnu Vishnu Parastota Shad Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and similarly to my Shiksha Gurudevs Nitla Vishnu Vishnu Pad Bhakti Vedanta Shila Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Nitla Vishnu Vishnu Pad Bhakti Vigyan Shila Bharti Goswami Maharaj. My innumerable Danda Pranams to Shila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and all his prominent associates, Shri Srimad Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, to Sachinandan Gaur Hari and all his associates, to Shri Radha Gopinath Ji, and all the parikars, all the gopis at this divine spot, Shri Vamsi-vata, and to my seniors, Tridandi Sannyasis, and other Vaishnava and Vaishnavis. Hare Krishna. Under guidance of Srila Gurudev, by performing this Brajmandal Parikrama online, digitally, we arrived Vamsi-vata, a beautiful place. Gurudev used to be so delighted when he come at Vamsi-vata, and sometimes he used to look his beautiful face, and there was a mild smile of his indicating something very special there. Because Srila Gurudev described this is the aim and object of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, which Srila Bhakti Thakur inspired us through his bhajans. Lalita Sakhira Ayogya Kinkari Vinod Harishe Pai. I am the unqualified maid servant of Lalita Sakhi. Oh, Lalita Sakhi, please give me entrance into this Rasa Leela. We were just hearing from Pujapati Randi Maharaj the glories of Gopesvara Mahadeva, who's protecting, guardian of this Rasa Sthali. But even Krishna and Gopis, they put Gopesvara Mahadeva outside the gate. You stay outside, you guard this, and you can give us gate pass. So even Gopeshwar Mahadev, he's not into Ras Leela. But with this mercy, one can get into Ras Leela. So in other words, he's giving a gate pass. Okay, here it is. Now you can go enter with your qualification. But who can participate in this Ras Leela? Hmm? Not Sambhog Ichamai, not Sambandhanuga, not only Kamanuga, but only Tattva Bhav Ichamai. Those who have taken shelter with one aim and object, to be the maid servant of Shri Radharani. Only they can enter in Ras Leela. As Shrutis, Vayam Apite Sama Sadrish Angrish Roj Sudaya. 10th canto Bhagavatam, Shrutis praying, oh, we also want to serve Shri Krishna, but under the guidance and with the same pattern, the style of Braj Gopis. So Shrutis got enter, Devis got entrance in Ras Leela. So this is clear. Even Lakshmi, she can't do this. She's performing austerities. Unless one take birth from the womb of the Gopi. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur clearly describing in Bhajan this. Clearly. Radhika anuchari bhutva parke rase sada Radha Krishna vilaseshu paricharjam karomyaham. Only with Parikya Bhav, Paramar mood, and with that Gopi Bhav, not only just Gopi form, but Gopi Bhav is there. This is what a clear message to everyone. Not only just Gopi Deha, but Gopi Bhav has to be there. Mahadev got Gopi Deha, but not the Gopi Bhav. So with his mercy, with his due mercy, we can get entrance into Ras Leela. We need his mercy. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami praying to the mercy of Gopeshwar Mahadev. But unless one comes to the Tattva Bhav Ichamai, with this mood of being the maid servant of Shri Radharani, one cannot enter into Ras Leela. That's the highest goal of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So, from where to begin? Ras Leela is very elaborate. I cannot finish in, I'm not qualified to even speak and cannot finish in 1 hour. But just a little spots from Rasa Leela, the important factors. Shrimad Bhagavatam, which has 10 symptoms. Sarg, Visarg, Sthanam, Poshnam, Uti, Manvantar, Ish, Anukatha, Nirod, Mukti, Ashraya. Amongst the 10 symptoms, the 10th one is Ashraya. That means the 10th canto is the Ashraya of the all other 9 cantos or other cantos. And the 10th canto, the essence of the 10th canto is the Ras Leela, which took place here at Vamsi-vata, Nishamya Geetam, when Krishna played on his flute. So Shukdev Goswami, who is Tadatme with the mood of Shri Radharani, prior to Shri Shukdev Goswami, who is the one trained by Radharani and having Tadatme with Radharani, she forbade Shukdev Goswami, be careful while you're describing this pastime. Don't utter our names. Be careful, don't utter our names. But Shukdev Goswami, helpless, because he has taken remnants of Radharani. So he began the Rasa Leela with wonderful verse. Bhagwan api taratri sharrat full mallika vikshirante manashakre yogamaya upashita. O sadhakas, be careful who are about to listen or read this pastime. Be careful, because it's not an ordinary boy or a boyfriend with so many girls around beginning this dance, this Rasa Leela. He is Bhagwan, endowed with all opulence and sweetness. Just like Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur He's praying to his Ishtadev. Leela vilase bhakti manjare lolu palane sarvagya mugdya cha nide gokulanante namaha. Say, oh my Ishta, my worshipable Gokulanand, Leela vilase. You're always absorbed in performing your pastime. Bhakti manjare lolu palane. You're very greedy to relish the manjari, the mood of the manjari. Sarvagya mugdhe cha nidhe Gokulanante namaha. You know everything, you're omniscience, but you also get bewildered. You forget that you're supreme. That's the beauty of the pastime. So, Gokulanante namaha. If we ask Krishna, what is the best amongst all your pastimes? Leela Purushottam. So in Brihad Vaman Puran, Krishna said, Santi yadde me prajya, Leela sastaro manohara, nahi jane smrite rase, mano kim drisham bhave. Even though I perform many pastimes, but when I think of Ras Leela, I get too restless. I don't know what is there present in this Ras Leela. Makes me so restless. So restless. So, if devotees, you're familiar with Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam, second canto Srimad Bhagavatam, where Krishna imparted knowledge to Brahma with 4 verses which comprise complete Bhagavatam. Jnanam param guhyame yad vigyan samanvitam. In that Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam, the first verse, which is Jnanam, Krishna is imparting this knowledge to Brahma. And he's boldly saying, with this, Vishnu Chatur Thakur say, he raised his index finger and touched on his chest. As he, at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, also raised his finger and he told, Aham sarvasya prabhu, matta sarvam pravartate. I am the Lord of everyone. Everything emanates from me. And again in Srimad Bhagavatam, when he's imparting this knowledge to Brahma, he touched his index finger on his chest. And he said, Aham evasam evagre, nanyastat asatcha param. Pashat aham yog avshishyati, so asmin aham. In short, the meaning of this verse is Krishna saying, Aham, Aham, Aham 3 times. I was present prior to creation, I'm present in creation, and I'm going to be after creation. 3 times this word Aham he mentioned in this Chatushloki Bhagavatam. And the commentary on this verse spoken by Krishna to Brahma, our Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Rasik commentary on this, that where Krishna was present prior to creation, where Krishna is present in creation and after creation, where, which spot? When he described Rasa Leela, Srinivas Acharya Prabhu said, Krishna always and always in Rasa Leela, he don't want to leave Rasa Leela. He's always and very happy in Rasa Leela because this is not Kama Leela, this is Prema Leela. This Leela is not about lust. This Leela is about Prema. Where the topmost enjoyer means Krishna, Bhoktaram. He's the best enjoyer. Instead of enjoying this, he's serving this pastime. So no one here is enjoyer. Everyone, all ingredients. Ras means rasa, mellow. Lemonade have so many ingredients. Gurudev described. In lemonade, you have lemon, you have salt, you have sugar, many other spices, which make lemonade so delicious. Similarly, ras. In ras, there's supposed to be 4 important ingredients. Otherwise, ras cannot take place. What are the 4 important ingredients? One is Nayak. Nayak means hero. And who is the hero here? Dhir Lalit Nayak. Not Dhirodat, not Dhir Shant, not Dhirodat. Dhir Lalit Nayak.
Mhm.
And the quality of Dhir Lalit Nayak is very vidagda. He's very intellectual and is always very humorous. He knows all the arts. So specifically, that feature of Krishna exhibited in this Ras Leela as Dhir Lalit Nayak. The second most important ingredient, which is most important, without which Ras Leela cannot take place, is the heroine, Nayaka. She usual name Mani, Rup Goswami specifically told Nayaka. Here Nayaka means Radharani. Without Raseshwari, Ras cannot take place. All other ingredients are present, but if Radharani is not present, then Bhakti Thakur wrote this song. Bole tu bina kaha rasa, tu lagi mora parajavasa. Every year I used to sing this bhajan at Vamsi-vata. That's my favorite. And Bhakti Thakur, he's like Gagar with Sagar. He just the Ras Panchadhyay 10.29 chapter from 29 to 33. This 5 chapter in just one tiny small bhajan. Braja Vipine Yamuna Kule Mancha Manohara Shobita Phule. So in that bhajan, Bhakti Thakur is saying, Bole tuhu bina kaha ras. Shri Krishna said, Oh Radharani, oh Radhe, without you, ras cannot take place. Tuhu lagi more brajabas. Only because of you, I live in Braj. Otherwise, I have no other motives. So that's the second ingredient, Radharani. Third is also very important. And they are the Sahacharis. Sahacharis means the gopis. If gopis are not there, then there is no fun in Ras Leela. When Shri Mahaprabhu met Shri Ramanand Rai on the bank of Godavari, and Shri Ramanand Rai giving so many details to Mahaprabhu about Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva, Gopi Vichar, there Shri Ramanand Rai said, Gopigan bina ei leela pushtika bunai, Gopigan vistariya Gopi aswadai. Without the assistance of the gopis, these pastimes cannot be nourished. Their gopis are the one who makes this pastime expand, and they are the one who are relishing this. So it looks like Krishna is doing pastime for the Radharani. It appears like Radharani is performing this pastime for Krishna, but actually their intent to one degree is also to give pleasure to the gopis. So third most important ingredient is the Sahacharis, these are gopis. And now the fourth one, which is also very, very important. Very important. Guess what? Vrindavan Dham. If Vrindavan Dham is not there, there's the foundation of a Ras Leela. Ras cannot take place. You can ask me why. Because these three ingredients were present in Kurukshetra too. When meeting took place of Krishna and Brajavasis at Kurukshetra, Krishna was there, Radharani was there, the gopis were there. And not to that, Krishna even proposed Radharani. Let's do Ras Leela here. Radharani cannot take do Ras Leela at Kurukshetra because the foundation of that Ras Leela, Shri Vrindavan Dham, is absent there. And what is that Vrindavan Dham? Which is so important that Krishna and Radharani and gopis cannot do Ras Leela anywhere else? Because Radharani claims, Anyer man man, more man Vrindavan. Mane vane ek kori mani. What is Vrindavan Dham? The heart of Radharani. Ras Leela can only take place on the heart of Radharani, nowhere else. So therefore, Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Priya Sahachari Soham Kurukshetra Smritas Tatham Stam Radha Tad Obhyam Sangam Sukham Tatrapi Antar Khela Madhur Murali Pancham Jushe Mano me kalind pulin vipanayas varanti. Oh, I cannot do Ras Leela here. My mind is going towards the bank of Jamuna, on the bank of Kalindi. Ras can only take place there. So Shri Vrindavan Dham is also the most important ingredients to make this ras to mellow of Rasa Leela. So Raseshwar and Raseshwari, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari, Shri Radha Madhav at Vamsi-vata, where Shri Shukdev Goswami, right in the beginning, giving alarm, alert. Bhagwan apita ratri, sharrat full mallika, vikshurante manashakare, yogamaya upashita. Is Bhagwan whose Aishwarasya, Samagrasya, Virasya, Yasasya, Shriya, Gan, Vairangi. He's also the topmost renunciate. He's the one who's about to perform this rasa dance with his gopis. What are the gopis? Anand chinmay ras pratibha mitavir tapi nijarupate eva kalabhi golok eva nivasatim akhilatma bhuto govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. Shri Radharani manifested from the left side of Krishna, and Shri Radharani expanded herself in so many other forms. Her moods expanded in other forms like Lalita Bhav of Radharani's Lalita, the Vishesh Bhav of Radharani's Vishaka, and many others. But prior to we hear Rasalila, I don't know how far we can go, but this is introduction, which is very important to know because this creates a foundation. Tattva Vichar, the Siddhanta, is very, very important. Because if we just jump to the Ras Vichar without proper understanding of the Siddhanta and Tattva Vichar, then it is just can create some kind of fanatism in the head. But we have to be in a reality show, not in any dream show. So foundation is very important, and that's why commentators on Ras Leela, Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur, Shri Jeev Goswami, Shri Sanatan Goswami, Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, and then Shirdhar Swami. Shirdhar Swami, right in the beginning of Ras Leela, also making the sadhakas very careful. And he uttered one verse. Brahma adi sanruram darpa kandarpa darpaha jaiti shipati gopi ras mandal mandita. Brahma adi sanruram darpa kandarpa darpaha. Kandarpa means, everyone knows, Kandarpa. Kandarpa koti kamni vishesha shobham govindam adi purusham tamam bhajani. Kandarpa means Cupid. Some people say stupid. No, it's Cupid. Cupid is the one who makes everyone dance in this world, entangles everyone in repeated birth and death. So, Brahmadi Sanrudam, Cupid thinking, because of my influence, I have controlled or I have defeated the great personalities like Brahma. Brahma did creation and ran after his own daughter. Cupid is thinking because of my influence. Whereas this is not true. Shiva he ran after Mohini avatar, beautiful Mohini avatar. Cupid, Kandarpa is thinking because of my influence, which is not true. Naraji, because of the play of a Yoga Maya, for Lord Ram to appear on this material planet, Narad wanted to marry Vish Mohini, Miss Universe, beautiful girl. Cupid is thinking because of my influence. He's just thinking. Whereas these are not true. But Cupid thinking any lust or any lusty attractions only happens because of me. That's true for conditioned souls, for material people. But it can't be true for the great personalities. like Brahma, Shiva, and Narayana. But Cupid is thinking to defeat the pride of Cupid. Brahm Adi Sanrudam Darp Kandarp Darpaha. How beautifully Sridhar Swami Padi is saying. Darp Kandarp Darpaha. The pride, the proud of Cupid. Destroying the proud of Cupid. Krishna is performing this Ras Leela. But this is just a very insignificant reason for this. Jaiti Shipati. Oh, Jaiti, all glorious. Shipati. She means Lakshmi Devi. Yes, but when this word Shri comes on Vaikuntha Leela, it refers to Lakshmi Devi. When the word Shri applies in Ram Leela, it refers to Sita Devi. But when it is in Golok Leela or Vrindavan Leela, it directly applies to Radharani. Jaiti Shripati Gopi Ras Mandal Mandita means Krishna who is beloved. Pati means husband. Okay. But here Krishna is a paramour, Parikya Bhav with Radharani. But Pati here means beloved of Radharani. Jaiti Shripati Gopi Ras Mandal Mandita. So Cupid is thinking, I've defeated everyone, but I've heard of Krishna. He's very beautiful. If I defeat him and get this Jai Patra, like, letter of victory from Krishna, then I will declare everyone, I'm the one, conqueror of the whole world. I've defeated Krishna too. So he came and challenged Krishna. When Krishna was herding his cows on the bank of Jamuna, and he challenged Krishna, hey Krishna, I want to have battle with you. I have these 5 arrows. Pushpabanaya. I have these 5 arrows. Krishna said, wait a minute, Cupid. This is not a conducive time because I'm with my cows. And there's a different kind of affection with the cows. I want to give us favorable time. Favorable for you to attack on me. And that's going to be very soon on the bank of Jamuna at midnight. I'm going to play Ras, dance with my beautiful gopis. Cupid was so nice. He gave me his own weakness. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And this is what happened. Nishamya Geetam Tanandavardhanam. When Krishna played on his flute, and all the beautiful gopis, when they heard the flute song of Krishna, they gave everything. What they gave everything? 9 activities. Some were decorating themselves. Some were serving their husband. What is that word? Parvesham tad hitva payatam shishupayanam shushwanti patim satim ashnashya bhakti bhojanam limpate parimajataso anjatasya lochanam. So they were decorating, some were putting cow dung in their courtyard, some were serving their husband, some were taking care of their children, etc. They gave up all their activities and they came towards Krishna. To serve Krishna, to see Krishna, to meet Krishna. And Gurudev used to give example. We all know how, example to relate this. Just if you have a wallet, you have some money, and the thief, a pickpocket, take your wallet. What are you going to do? You're going to run after to grab your money. The jewels which was present in the heart of the Braj Gopis, which they never show to anyone, they always keep hiding, and only they use those jewels to serve Krishna in his loving reciprocation. Krishna with that flute song, Venu Geet, he stole that jewel from the heart. And the gopis, they're running, they're chasing their jewels. Why? We don't want Krishna to see this because he's very tricky, he's Vedanta. If he's going to see this jewel, he's going to distribute to others. This is what Krishna wants. He wants the jewel, the prema which is in the heart of the gopis, to be known by everyone else. In this way, Krishna is serving the Braj Gopis. But Braj Gopis are running to hold that back. No, no, no. This is our asset. This is our property. Because na prema gandho asti durape mai karo. We have no tinge of prema. This is the mode of Radharani. One who is the embodiment of prema, Shri Radharani, she claims, I have no tinge of prema in me. Na prema gandho asti. Just like if I give a chintamani to Pujyapad Bekhanas Maharaj, he's not going to show off to everyone. He's going to keep in a locker there. Hiding in a locker. He's not going to show off to everyone because then it get robbed. So much problem will come. Radharani is keeping that jewel tight in the inner core of her heart. She don't want to reveal to anyone else. But Krishna wants to expose this. And therefore they're running. And when they came there, one earring and all makeup is distorted. And they came to Krishna. I'm just giving an outline of Ras Leela, but there are many, many details into each and every step of Ras Leela. When they came over the scene, Krishna welcomed them. Swagatam Mahabhaga, Priyam Kim Karvani. Wow, what a sarcastic remark. Oh, welcome, Braj Gopis. What makes you come here? This is very strange. And Gopis were just looking at each other. What he's saying? He's the one who invited us here. And now when we arrived here, he's asking, what is our reason to come here? It's just like a guest comes to your house. You're hosting a program and they knock the door and you open the door, welcome. What makes you bring here? It looks a little weird. So gopis are not less. They were not submissive. And they spoke back to Krishna that this is our Vrindavan. We are here to see the beauty of Vrindavan. What is your problem in that? Krishna said, Braj Gopis. Krishna said, is my time over? No? Okay. Please give me a thumb because
No, Marge, you're still good to go. I think Vikanas Marge is just saying that he has to go for,
okay.
so he has to
Because
leave.
Vekanas Maharaj have Chintamani, he got scared that he's carrying the
No.
jewels.
No, no, it's just that at our time here, we have the time for Guru
Yeah.
Puja, and then we got to serve prasadam to the devotees, and then we got to cook lunch, and we have I've got a lot to do, so I have to leave, unfortunately. I'm sorry I couldn't catch the rest of this,
Thank you so
but
much.
it's very
Maharaj.
good to see you, Maharaji. I know where you're sitting. I recognize that spot. You're in Houston, right? Yep.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. Well, offer my dandavats to the devotees there. Vishnu
My dandas
Das,
to devotees there.
Kashila, all of them. Okay. So thank you so much. Haribol, Haribol.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So, coming back to Vamsi-vata. What I was saying? Why you are here? The Gopi said, this is our Vrindavan. We are here to adore the beauty of Vrindavan. Krishna said, you can see this at your home, from your houses too. Gopi said, no. We are here to see the waves of Jamuna. But what is your problem? Krishna said, no, go back. Serve your husbands. Go back and serve your husbands. Wife is always supposed to serve their husband, regardless, however the husband is. The wives are very happy to hear this. Husbands are very happy to hear this. Dushilo durbhago vriddho jad rogo adhan apiva. Even though the husband is the bad character, even the husband is ill fortune, durbhago, vriddho, old age, disease, or poor, wife is always supposed to serve her husband. Gopis heard this. And then there is a very beautiful story in that. I don't think so I have a time for that. Gurudev used to tell this story in Mathura, year 2001, 2002, to make us understand how this reciprocation takes place. You want me to say this, or I just skip this point?
Yes, Marge. You got about 15 minutes or so. You've got
15
plenty.
minutes only?
I
Ras is
think
not begun yet.
we can take a little bit longer, if no worries.
Okay, very good. So, Krishna told gopis, you go back home. I will speak some other time this. This is just one example. So the gopi said, well, you are our husband. The ones who are at home, they're only statues. They're only statues. You are our beloved, means you are our husband. Because actually, that's why I was saying in the beginning, we need to know the foundation of Siddhanta and Tattva. Before we have to understand the glories of Rasa Leela. Otherwise, it looks like, ordinary dealings. Husband, wife, what Krishna is saying, what wives are, the gopis are saying for their husbands, it looks like ordinary. Because as I said in the beginning, Brahmaji said, who are the gopis? Anand Chinmay Ras Pratibhavitavis. They are the manifestation, Radharani is manifestation of Krishna, Haladani Shakti of Krishna. And all the gopis, they are manifestation of Shri Radharani. Therefore, Krishna is their beloved, their husband. All others are just statues. This is what gopis proved there. So, gopis were thinking, what I'm doing, what we are doing here. Krishna invited us, and now he's saying why we are here. Then they started speaking amongst themselves in a very submissive mood. But the main point happened in Ras Leela is that's we call the main point in the Ras Leela is the vipakshas and swapakshas, the unfavorable ones and the favorable ones, both were present in Ras Leela. Means Chandravali, Shabbe, Padma, her group, which is vipakshas, and Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, swapakshas, means towards Radharani. But then something was happening there, and that is Chandravali is thinking, I'm so fortunate. Krishna is dancing. Krishna is serving me. I'm so fortunate. And Radharani is feeling some kind of man there. That how can Krishna being with me, and he's also showing the same affection and same love for Chandravali, my Vipaksha. That means I have no importance. He's giving equal importance to both of us. And this was a turning point in Rasa. This term has to be very important. Otherwise, there is no flavor in Rasa. If everything goes very straight, then there is no fun. The gopis arrived and Krishna said, oh yes, gopis, let's start dance. Then Rasa would have finished in 2 chapters. But the fun is only when there is some obstructions. And there becomes obstruction there. Tasyam tam svabhagyamadam vikshamanam chakeshava prashamana prasadaya tatav antardhiyate. Long story short. Chandravali is thinking, how fortunate I am. And Radharani is thinking, she's getting equal importance with Krishna. And Krishna is thinking, if this clash is always going to be go on in Ras Leela, then Ras cannot take place. Cannot take place. Therefore, what shall I do? So when there is 2 pakshas, 2 sides clash, better to just disappear from them. Because if I'm trying to hold on Chandravali explaining her, or Radharani is going to be pulled from both sides. Ras cannot take place then. So better, Krishna is very intelligent, very intellectual. Disappear. Tatavantar dhyate. Krishna disappeared from Ras Leela. You see how many verses and chapters I skipped back, coming directly to this point because the time is short. Krishna disappeared. Now all the gopis got so much anxiety. Where Krishna is? Where Krishna is? Oh, he was just here. Sham Sundar just here. And all the gopis, they took hands in their hands, in pairs. Let's all go in all the directions in search for Krishna, in pairs. So Lalita Sati took hands of Vishakha, Tung Vidya, Champaklata, Sudevi, Rangadevi, in this way in pairs. But there came one beautiful gopi, a Shama Sakhi. Shama Sakhi, a beautiful gopi, who's covering her head with a veil. She took the hand of Radharani, and Radharani understood who is this Shama Sakhi. This Shama Sakhi is none other than Krishna. In this way, in the middle of the gopis, Krishna took Radharani alone in a secluded place because he wants to be with Radharani and he only wants to serve Radharani with this mode of serving, not enjoying. Ras Leela is serving Leela, it's not enjoying Leela. That's why this is not a lusty Leela, this is a Prem Leela. And Prem is all about serving, Prem is not about enjoying. That's the difference between lust and Prem. Kaviraj Goswami Chaitanya Charitamrita is saying, Kam Prem Bahu Antar, Kam Andatam Prem Nirmal Bhaskar. This gulf of difference between lust and Prem. Lust is in a mode of ignorance in darkness, and Prem is just like a rising sun, effulgent rising sun. So all the Sakhis in pairs, in all directions, in search of Krishna. And here Krishna brought Radharani on the bank of Jamuna at Shingarvat, decorating the hairs of Radharani. Kesh Prasadam Tavatra. Krishna is decorating the hairs of Radharani, and Radharani taking mirror in her hands. And she is not looking at what kind of hairstyle I'm getting by Krishna, but she's only looking and adoring the beauty of Krishna in that mirror. So Radharani is serving Krishna by adoring his beauty, and Krishna is directly serving Radharani. Not only that, Krishna is massaging the feet of Sri Radharani. Where? At Seva Kunj. So much seva is going on. So much seva is going on. And Ishwar, how much time I have? I'm actually more worried for time. Other getting little distracted because
I think we can do another 10 minutes, Maharaj, and then
10 minutes.
is that
Ras Leela ki jai. Now all the gopis in search of Krishna, they started singing Gopi Geet in viraha, in separation. Because my time is short, so I'm cutting down many episodes in between. Because without Gopi Geet, Ras Leela would have not been that flavored or not complete. Because this is the Udgar, means the heart emotions of the gopis, which they reflected by singing Gopi Geet. So just one or two words. Jayati te dikam janmana braja sheyata indira shashvadatrahi Daita Dikshuta Dikshutavaka Tvaidhrita Sama Tam Vichimbate Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Bhideditam Kalmashapaham Shavanamangalam Shivadatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Te Bhurida jana, Bhurida jana. In separation, with so much emotions, the gopis are singing Gopi Geet. In the sense, Jaiti Dedikam Janmana Braja, oh Shama Sundar. The moment you have taken birth in Braj, this Braj has become the sportive pastime of Radharani. Because of you have taken birth in this Braj. Krishna is cross-questioning gopis. Gopis, I'm not present, but you have your senses to enjoy. So go on enjoying your senses. What is there to cry and weep about? The gopi said, this is our problem which you don't understand. Senses can only enjoy when the mind is there. If there is no mind, senses can't enjoy. So gopis then enjoy with your mind. Gopi said, but mind has went with you. Our mind is with you. How we can enjoy with our senses? And that too, we can't even destroy our senses. Why we can't destroy our senses? Because anyone who have tasted the flavor of your devotion, of your prema, become immortal. Our situation is very terrible right now. Our mind is with you, and you left senses with us. We can't even destroy our senses because the senses have tasted the devotion, your prema. And anyone who tastes the nectar of your pastimes becomes immortal. So we can't even destroy our senses. We can't even enjoy our senses. We are in a very, very difficult situation. But we must say this. Tav kathamritam tapta jivanam. O Krishna, anyone who hears your nectarian pastimes from the lotus lips of a pure devotee who are authority on this, they get life. Tab kathamritam tapta jivanam. Those whose hearts are burning in this material world, they get a shower of nectar. All the kalmash, all the anarthas get eradicated immediately when one comes up close and proximity with your nectarian harikatha, your pastimes. And those who spread those pastimes, those who speak those pastimes, they are the best donors. No matter if you donate 1 million, 1 billion, this is nothing in comparison of those who are speaking the nectarian pastimes of Krishna. This is nothing. 1 million, 1 billion is nothing. But right now we can't understand. We understand the value of 1 billion. Actually, if you offer me 1 billion, I'm immediately going to accept that. I'm not going to say no. But to understand to that status, that what Shri Gurudev, Shri Prabhupada, Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Rupa Goswami Acharyas, they have given to us. For that also we need a qualification, that adhikar, that qualification to understand. Then we're going to come to that understanding of that standard that they are the best donors. Not right now. If I give you $1 million and say, don't listen, Yashodhara is Didi arranging this Zoom Harikatha, don't attend 1 hour Harikatha, I give you $1 million. How many of you are going to accept my proposal? See, it needs a foundation, a qualification to understand what is the significance of that 1 hour Harikatha in comparison with $1 million. You know? Phonetically, we can say no, 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 no. But if you see $1 million, that's amazing. So, Hurida Jana, they're the best donors. We are blessed. I'm ending up here by saying that we are blessed ones because we got in contact, in proximity with those best donors. I'm ending up glorifying Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, all his prominent disciples, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Sri Narottam Thakur, Sri Rupa Goswami, and Shri Shukdev Goswami, who's reciter of this Ras Leela, best and best donor. If they would have not given this donation to us, the world would have been bereft of understanding the loving reciprocation of Shri Radha and Krishna and the significance of Ras Leela. Many people don't understand this. They think this is some vulgar. Beautiful women giving up their husbands on the bank of Jamuna in midnight, playing with, dancing with Krishna. Who is he? They think Krishna is ordinary personality, a boy. If these donors, Shri Rupa Goswami, and following the line of Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Gurudev would have not given to us this donation of Krishna Katha, the Rasa Katha, the world would have been bereft of this. So finally, we all need blessings. Yes or no? One who has started this Rasa Leela, not me, Shukdev Goswami. We need his blessings. And he, in the last, giving blessings to all of us, regardless whatever qualification we have. We need these blessings from the best of all donors. Vikviritam Brajvadam idam cha Vishnum Shraddhanvato Anushunya Tatha Varneva Bhakti Param Bhakti Pratilabbe Kama Hide Rop Shagnati Acharena Dhiraha. Blessings, Shukdev Goswami. You all are so tolerant, and you went into Ras Leela to hear what I spoke. But what I spoke was not just me. I was aligned with the mood of Radharani and Tadatme, oneness with Radharani. Now I'm giving you blessings. Anyone who hears this beautiful Ras Leela pastime or any other memorious pastime of Radha and Krishna, a qualification is given to them. What is that? First, the prema bhakti will come in the heart, and with the effect of that prema bhakti, all anarthas, contaminations will vanish from there. Provided, with only one factor, we have to hear from higher authorities, from the best donors, not ordinary bogus people. Bhakti param bhakti pratilabbe kama. First, the prema bhakti will come just by hearing about Ras Leela. Prema bhakti come in the heart, and with the influence of prema bhakti, lust, anger, greed, all these contaminations get immediately destroyed. Thank you so much for having me visiting Vamsi-vata digitally. As I'm not in Braj now, soon I'm going to be in Braj. I'm going to, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to speak Vamsi-vata if sannyasis will allow me. Ras Leela, because as I said, it can't be complete in 1 hour. It takes many, many hours to complete this. Thank you, Yashodhara Didi, and thank you, Zoom team, for having this wonderful, wonderful plan of making everyone go to Braj by hearing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. That was fabulous. It's so difficult to actually describe any of the leelas that are taking place but especially those that are so receipt and has so much depth to them. So I'm really grateful that you came to speak here on this platform, and I'm sure, and I think all the devotees are also really grateful to hear from you, Maharaj. We're really fortunate, and thank you for agreeing to speak, because I know that your schedule is tight, but even then you've made time to come and speak on Braj, which is really important. I don't know if Tridandi Maharaj is still here and he wants to say something. If he's because I know that his time was coming to an end as well. If Tridandi Maharaj is there, then if you want to say something, Maharaj, I don't know if he's there or not. But thank you, Maharaj, again from the bottom of my heart that you've come, and also thank you for giving all of us the blessings to try and reach the goal that Gurudev wants us to get to. It's really important to be reminded, and going to these pilgrimage places, going to these places like Vamsi-vata reminds us of what Gurudev wants to give us. So important for us to understand this. So thank you,
This is
Maharaj,
how we
again.
can, sorry, this is how we can participate in Brajmandal Parikrama. I humbly request devotees, please come if possible. Even if it's not possible, still you come, touch this holy dham, Brajmandal Parikrama. And this year we're only going to have for just 9 days. We're going to cover up many spots in 9 days, starting from 28th October to 5th November. So if you make it happen, very good. But if for some reason, work situations, etc., if you can't, then with your mind, you can come to Brajmandal Parikrama, but mind is always wandering in different directions. Any other option? Yes, this is the best option. And participate in this Zoom Parikrama, because of by hearing also is as equal as visiting the Holy Dham.
Wonderful. So Ochidani Maharaj says that he had to leave also, but he says thank you also, Maharaj, for joining and participating. And he'll catch up with you soon, hopefully, when he's in Radhakund, so whenever we go there. Whenever we go there, maybe we can meet with him. Okay, we're gonna close with Kirtan from Anant Prabhu. Let me just unmute him. And then, before we start Kirtan, just a reminder that this Bhakti Zoom is for 30 days, so the whole Parikram, for devotees that are unable to, please, you can join the WhatsApp group that I've shared in the link. But daily it's around the same time. There's only some days that are not the same time. But you'll be informed in the WhatsApp group for that. So thank you for all the devotees that are coming to listen, because your ears are the inspiration for all of the Vaishnavas that are speaking to offer the wonderful Harikatha to us and giving us Gurudev's heart practically. So thank you all for joining. Thank you to the Seva team that are running this with me and helping me do all of this. So yeah, thanks to everyone. Anant Prabhu, you are free to start Kirtan. Hari Hari Bol, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams, Gurudev, and to all the devotees. Yeah, I thought I would take from your lecture and try and do Baraja Vipine.
Yes.
Okay. Baraja Vipine Jamuna Kule Mancha Manohara Shobita Phule Varaja Vipine Jamuna Kule Mancha Manohara Shobita Phule Vanaspati lata tushaye aki Vanaspati lata tushaye aki Tadupari kato dakaye paki Tadupari kato dakaye paki Malaya nile vihaye dire Malaya nile vahaya dire Ali kula madhu lobhete fire Malaya nila vahaye dire Ali kula madhu lobhete fire Vamsi-vata Udapatara Vasantira Raka Udapatara Komudi Bitare Adare Sada Komudi Bitare Adare Sada Emata samaye rasika bara, emata samaye rasika bara, arambhila rasa murali dhara, emata samaye rasika bara, arambhila rasa murali dhara. শতকোটি গোপী মাঝে তেহারি শতকোটি গোপী মাঝতে হারি রাধা সাহা নাচে আনন্দ করি রাধা সাহা নাচে আনন্দ করি এ এ Madhava Mohini Gaya Gita Madhava Mohini Gaya Gita Harilo Sakala Jagata Cheta Harilo Sakala Jagata Cheta Sthavara Jangama Mohila Sati Sthavara Jangama Mohila Sati Haraolo Chandra Baliramati Haraolo Chandra Baliramati Mathiya Varaja Kishora Mana Mathiya Varaja Kishora Mana Antarita Hoya Radha Takhan Mathiya Varaja Kishora Mana Manantira Hoya Radha Takhan Bhakati Vinoda Paramatagane Bhakati Vinoda Paramatagane Rasabangilo Yaji Radha Vihane Rasabangilo Yaji Radha Vihane Shatakoti Gopi Madhavamana Shatakoti Gopi Madhavama Rahite Narilo Kari Jata Rakhite Narilo Kari Jata Venu Gite Dake Radhika Nama Venu Gite Dake Radhika Nama Eso eso Radha Daka Yesham Eso eso Radha Daka Yesham Bhangiya Shri Rasa Mandala Tabe Bhangiya Shri Rasa Mandala Tabe Radhanveshane Chalaye Jab Bhangiya Shri Rasa Mandala Tabe Radhayanveshane Chalaye Jabe देखिए दिया राधे रखो प्राण देखो दिया राधे रखो प्राण बलिया कांदाए कानने कान बलिया कांदाए कानने कान Nirjana kanane radhare dhari. Nirjana kanane radhare dhari. Miliya parana chudaya hari. Miliya parana chudaya hari. Bale tu hubina kahara ras. Bale tu hubina kahara ras. Tuhu lagi mora bara jabas. Tuhu lagi mora bara jabas. Eheno radhika charanatale. Eheno radhika charanatale. Bhakati vinoda kandiya bole. Bhakati vinoda kandiya bole. Tuhu gana majhe amare gani. Tuhu gana majhe amare gani. Kinkari kariya raka apani. Kinkari kariya raka apani. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. I think Diddy's left already, so